and I was tapped into the morning show.
Shout out.
The morning show.
Appreciate
8 to
that.
10. Took a little exception with one Thomas Mazaway.
What did he
of course
say?
you did.
And some of his things.
What did he say?
The whole, well, Larkin needs help. Oh, help. Like I don't know, like a 40-goal scorer, like the best young defenseman in the league.
I would say so, yeah.
Like a goaltender that was in the top 4 in the Vezina odds.
Yeah.
75%. Like help like that? Is that the kind of help he's talking about?
And Maz is convinced Stevie Y is losing his job this offseason.
No, but
chance.
backing up to it, is that the help he's talking about?
I believe
Trade
so.
acquisition of a top 4 defenseman at the deadline, like everybody clamored for, like that help.
Yeah.
When is it on him?
Yeah.
When? You're the captain. You're the captain, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the Tom Mazaways of the world. He needs some help. So tell me what wasn't help.
what-
The 40-goal guy, the top 4 defenseman at the trade deadline, the goalie that was a Vezina candidate.
No, agreed. But to kind of come to Maz's defense, do you think that Larkin has hit his ceiling?
Yes.
As a player? Or
Yeah. Like we had these same conversations about Riley Green, who is on paper a really, really good player, one of the MLB's best. But is he enough to carry a whole offense?
Right.
And that's the same shit.
Larkin
He
has hit
has
his ceiling.
all that, but he has a third and fourth line that puts up zeros sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does need more help. It is true. But Larkin has hit his ceiling, and I think we know, and it's not like a bad thing. Like he's been in the league for 10 years now. Like
And he's almost a point-a-game guy.
You know what he
You
is.
know what he is,
He's,
yeah.
You know what he is. But if he's your 1C, I said it, you need to have 2 40-goal scorers at wing, and that's where I look at, like, I don't want to say I'm giving Larkin a pass, but, like, it's not him this year. I'm not looking at him. I'm not looking at DeBrincat. I'm not looking at Sider, and I'm not looking at John Gibson. Those are the guys that went out there and did what they needed to do and played how they needed to play. Obviously, the injury was tough for Larkin, but you can't blame the guy for that. But if you want him to be the 1C, like, I don't think those are expectations that you, like, should have of him, is to be a Connor McDavid or to be one of those guys, because that's not what he is. But, he can definitely be better. The injury really killed you.
Again.
Do you want Patrick Kane back?
No.
It's been real.
Unless he's on your third line.
Yeah,
Right.
third line and your second power play.
Yeah.
And do you want to sprinkle him in your first power play?
That's fine.
Again, if you approach him as a left-handed 7th inning relief specialist, Terry, he's a lefty on lefty specialist. He goes, he plays his power play, and then you take him out, and like that.
I'm gonna give him a little bit more love. He's your 8th inning setup man.
Sure.
But the thing that annoys me with basketball and hockey, when we look at the failures of teams, people always look at the top players and say they fucked up. They don't look at the scrubs who are coming off the bench, who are turning the ball over, who are putting those top players in a precarious situation. It's like, we got to get rid of this top guy. I'm not in favor of Dylan Larkin getting rid of his, getting rid of him. But what if he was your number 2 center on this team, which meant there was somebody else better that could take over the top center spot? You'd be in really good shape.
You would. And with this year, like, I know Neal likes to bring it up for, like, rookie parlays and stuff like that, but the Red Wings had a young player parlay, and it was 3. Like, obviously, you could break down the Rasmussens and the Appletons and the JVRs and how they completely fell apart in the second half of the season. But to get you into the playoffs, you were on a 3-person young player parlay. It was on Lucas Raymond stepping up and being a guy, like a real deal guy.
And
like
you were winning that at halftime.
And you were winning that at halftime. It was on Simon Edvinsson stepping up and being a real deal number 2 defenseman on a Stanley Cup level team. And he was for the first half, and then he fell off. And then it was on Marco Kasper stepping up and solidifying the 2C spot, and he didn't do anything.
He was down
on it.
15 at the first media timeout of
So
the season.
those were the 3 things you needed to do. You needed your young guys who showed promise last year to take a step forward, and they did.
Yeah, and that's it right there. It is. And, like, look, we'll get into it, and I think it was the DJCI. Neal, can we get the Wings financial funeral? Yeah, it's over.
It's
like
time.
Usually
Yeah.
I wait till the season's over, but it's over.
It's over.
time.
It's 100% over. It is time. It is time to look at
And
it.
I don't.
Difficult conversations.
There's so much that you need to attack, because we know that the physicality of this team should be in the forefront of what they need to fix. You know that another goal scorer is extremely needed in your top 6, but it's also like you need to develop the guys as well. And it's a shit show right now of what you need to attack in the offseason. And it comes down to, like, do you have to make the trade to where you're getting rid of a Lucas Raymond and to somebody else to bring in a legitimate one-tier player? But
Spinny, no sacred cow still?
No, still none of that.
This is what I do believe. They need more rats. You know, Lucas Raymond, he wouldn't shoot the puck and everything, but they need some dudes on the third and fourth line who are just motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Who just come in here. It was like young Darren McCarty, who is a part of this show. They didn't score a lot of goals, but they pinned teams deep into their zone, coughed the puck up, and they caused havoc. The Red Wings, it became more clear as the season went on when the other teams were like, okay, we got to lock this stuff down and we got to play more physical. The Wings are like, ooh, no, don't do that. You guys are too tough. We can't have you do that.
Right.
And that's when they faded.
Like, somebody in the morning chat was like, the Wings don't have an identity. And I was like, they kind of do. And it's one that is not pleasant. It's soft. Like, when is the last time you heard a coach in this town say you deserve to be booed? Like, that should be idle.
And that's it. Steve Wilds, Neal with a clown. Neal being a clown again with a clown take. Okay, Steve, tell me what's clown about it. Todd McLellan is my measuring stick. To hear what he had to say about it, like,
that's tough.
And was he wrong?
No,
he wasn't wrong at all.
it's tough, man.
Here's what he said.
Well, this is Detroit. This is hockey town. I've been lucky enough to be on the other side of it when they couldn't stop cheering for this team, and they're dying for that. They crave that. That's what they want. And I don't even know if they want a Stanley Cup championship anymore. They just want a team that's going to come and give them something to cheer about. And this outside noise stuff or whatever, that's inside noise. Those are our fans in our building, and they pay to watch us play, and we get paid well to perform for them. And they're fully entitled to their opinion, and we deserve their opinion. Like, there's no other way to sugarcoat it. That's what we earned.
One.
That's what I need from the locker room.
Yeah.
Not just the staring off into space with the, I don't know what happened. Like, no, we know what happened. You didn't get it done, man. They keep scoring. Yeah. They keep scoring. That's what it is. So, like, Terry, it's just, for me, Todd McLellan and Steve Yzerman, like those guys, to me, Terry, and I got all day. I got till 1 o'clock today. I can sit here and we can scrap about it. We absolutely can. At what point did the players decide that, no, we are not the first place in the Eastern Conference team anymore that they were halfway through the season? And when did they morph into, we're not in the playoffs, Terry? Because Todd McLellan didn't change the way he coached. Steve Yzerman didn't change the way he GM'd. He went and got you help, right?
Well, yes,
right?
but
No, there is no yes, but.
No, there is some yes, but, and I'm going to tell you what it is.
Well, then come
on. The yes, but is I don't think the Wings changed, and that's the problem. They didn't change. Other teams did. Yeah. Other teams said, well, fuck it. We're going to take this. We're going to take your slot. We're going to win 13 out of 15 games. We're going to be more physical. And the Wings were the same Wings that they were before, but the other teams changed, and so that knocked the Wings down 2 or 3 pegs.
What's Todd McLellan and Steve Yzerman supposed to do about that? Like,
well, I tell you one thing, Todd McLellan, I took a different take from that take. He was talking about the outside noise. Man, fuck the outside noise. You as a coach, you as players are supposed to block out the outside noise. The outside noise, which is you and me and fans, you're not supposed to hear that unless you're not supposed to let that affect you.
But Terry, what? They were first in the Eastern Conference till the middle of January. What outside noise was there?
There wasn't at the time, but the other teams changed. The other teams started playing playoff hockey. And so it goes to show that the Wings can't do that. And we're over here bitching about them now, which we should. But would you rather have this where they pulled the plug on themselves? Or would you rather have them getting swept in 4 games in the first round? Will that make things better?
No, I mean, It wouldn't. I mean, a little bit, because it's like the Lions. Your season looks a lot better if you make the playoffs from 9-8 in the shit show that we saw towards the end of the year. But you didn't. And now it looks even worse than what it might actually be. And in the Red Wings case, it might not be fair to Todd McLellan, but he gets blamed in that. It may not be fair to Stevie to a point, but he has to get blamed for this. It's been 4 years running now.
And I agree 100% with what Terry says and with what KG says. They don't have the experience in the playoffs to know what it means to play playoff hockey. So that's why I wanted to get in so bad. You get in, you get swept, whatever, but you are in the playoffs.
You in the dance.
Understand how physical you have to be. You understand how, like, remember what that did for the Pistons. Even before they got in, when Dwayne Casey was taking Cade Cunningham and Asar Thompson and those guys to playoff games, and they were sitting courtside in the Garden, like, this is how you have to play if you want to play in the Pistons or in the playoffs. And that's why the Red Wings have fallen apart down the stretch, is because, like Terry said, the other teams, the Ottawas, the Montreals, those teams that have been there and know what the playoffs is, kick it up in the second half, and especially in the last month of the season, and are already playing playoff hockey. And the Red Wings crumble because they don't know how to be that physical.
Right. And that, you could see the Wings say, "Ooh, you guys are hitting too hard. Don't do that."
And as much as I love these guys, and I love the Emmett Finneys, and I love the Mazers and Kane and Raymond, when I was up there and I was watching these guys not finish hits, not throw themselves into the boards, not go after pucks with loose abandon behind the net, not play physical in a fucking elimination game.
For your life.
For your life. That's all it is. And you're not finishing out these hits on the boards. You don't deserve to make the playoffs. You don't know how the playoffs feel. It's crazy.
But you know what, bro? Maybe they didn't have that desire. Maybe they didn't really want to advance. Yeah, you talk shit. Yeah, I want to advance. I want to beat these teams and everything. But are you willing to sacrifice to do that? If you're not willing to sacrifice to do that, I don't care what you say, you really don't want to make the playoffs. That's what I saw to them.
And like, look, Dylan Larkin has been to the playoffs before. Long time ago.
Yeah, very long.
But he has been to the playoffs before. And like, look, I see you guys in the chat, and like the DJCI, you ain't getting a one center in a trade. That won't happen. Well, you could.
And that's where you challenge Steve.
But it's going to be uncomfortable, because right under that, I see Blimpie, I'm keeping Raymond. You can get rid of the other guys. No, you're not. Like, you got to be prepared to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, you do. If you say you want this thing to change and for it to blow up, then that's what you have to do. So again, man,
Are you in agreement with that? Do you feel like they need to blow this thing up or change something?
Yes.
Yeah, they need to change something. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Blow
yes.
up. I'm afraid of that word. Not blow up, but really,
it's not there needs to be a drastic change. It needs to be much like Florida when they moved on from Huberdeau and brought in Kachuk.
Yeah. Huberdeau was a 100-point guy.
100 points. You don't have that. Nick Suzuki, 100-point guy. Cole Caulfield, 50-goal scorer in this league.
Yeah.
Remember when you were right there with Montreal? And I remember me and Justin doing the shows in the summer and saying, Montreal, meow, Ottawa, meow. Like, you don't have the horses to connect to those guys. And you don't have the development of the talent. That's where these guys are all the same. Lucas Raymond's the same player he's been for the past 2 years. Where is his development? Where is his jump to superstardom? We see it in the first half every year. And then he falls apart. Yeah. And I can't accept that. From a guy that's got a letter on his chest, from a guy that's supposed to be looked like the best player for Team Sweden. I don't give a fuck about Team Sweden. Yeah. Go out there and be the best player for the Red Wings. You're being outshined by Alex DeBrincat. As much as I love Alex DeBrincat, we know what he is. He's a point shot guy. He's a goal scorer. You're supposed to be the one being the superstar. You're supposed to be the one making the plays. And I saw him do a nasty toe drag in between two defenders and kicked it out for a perfect assist to Emmett Finney in that game. That was the one play he had all fucking game, and then he falls apart. And he's it's like he's not on the ice for 40 minutes a game.
Michael Weary in the Super Duper chat. Remember, the Wings' first-round pick belongs to the Blues. It does.
Damn.
Currently, that pick is 14th overall, but these last two games in the draft lottery will determine where it ultimately lands.
And it seemed like you're running out of options in terms of like drafting guys too, because you kind of stuck in the middle. Like, you're not getting the high picks anymore. You're gonna have to make something happen in the trade or free agent.
Yeah.
market.
Now look, like, you guys know I'm not as critical of Yzerman as most are.
Yeah.
But that's not.
He
I don't
gets some
care.
blame though.
No, I'm saying I don't care about you. You got screwed over in the lot. Well, it's a lottery.
Yeah.
Like, you got to find a way still.
Yeah. You can't live and die by the
Yeah, you got to find a way still. Like, that's the way that it works. So again, he's not blameless in all of this.
Nobody's blameless.
Yeah, nobody's
Yeah.
blameless. I still contend that.
Except for maybe Alex DeBrincat.
Bingo. Absolutely. That's the guy I brought in. Remember?
There
So you,
is-
you can't blame
you
me.
made that trade
Yeah.
happen.
There is a term that is brought up in other sports, particularly football, that I'm annoyed at. But in this instance, this is what the Wings need. Everybody says, we got that dog in us. That's why we're so good. We got that dog in us. Who with the Wings has that dog in them? That is a problem. Did you need somebody who's a motherfucker?
MBN.
Dominic
And
Shine
an
isn't tough
asshole.
enough.
Can we do a ban on initials?
MBN.
Red Wings initials. Can we do a one?
And
Can we do a
right.
6-month ban?
I don't want to be that guy because obviously we've been waiting for the kids for fucking 40 years.
Play the kids.
But next year you've got Kosa. He's going to be your backup goaltender. Next year you've got MBN. He better be in your top 6, and that's a motherfucker, Terry. And then Augustine and Plant, we'll see what happens with them. But I don't see why Max Plant's not on this team next year. Like, why not? Hobie Baker, he should be playing for you next year.
And Spenny, 100%. See, that's the other side of the coin for me. Spenny is
Look at what Porter's doing for the Flyers
stepped
right
on
now.
the scene. He's playing almost 20 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And he's a dog. And he's a different player than Max Plant. Like, he's a
Instead-
big physical forward, but
And instead of that, I get letters. ASP, MBM.
The prospects you never see.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, look at Grand Rapids.
MBN,
Oh,
I think MBN is still like fucking top 10 on the Red Wings in hits, and he played like 12 games this year.
And by the way, it's not Grand Rapids, it's GR.
GR, yeah, absolutely.
Building
Well,
a dynasty down there
Hey,
in
when
GR.
they, okay, how about we do this? I gotta hit Sean up.
Oh, yeah.
If the Griffins play in what is it, the Calder Cup? Is that their
Yeah.
the Calder Cup?
Yeah.
If they're in the Calder Cup finals, can we go down to the plaza at LCA
Oh, man.
and tailgate for one of the
It's not going to hit the same, but we can do it, though.
It'll be us and like 5 other people.
Right. We can do it, though.
We should do it.
It's just not go. It's not
that
going
we should do a watch party.
We can do a watch
for
party
the,
for the
Calder
Calder
Cup and do it from the plaza.
I'm down.
Can we pull it off?
Yeah, we can pull that off.
Lawn chairs and sun cruisers. Let's go, man. Let's go.
The screen won't even be on.
No.
At all.
We should bring a projector and put it on the wall.
You know what? We could
It's
probably
all
get away
black.
with it with the 4-pack of the Sun Cruisers.
Right. You watching the game on your phone.
Yeah, we can set somebody's phone up just on the floor.
And it probably snow.
We should do that.
Right.
Honestly, we should do that.
Oh,
We
man.
should. Like live from the plaza. The Red Mile.
Right.
The Red
Call
Mile.
the Cup
Red
Watch Party.
Mile.
The Red Mile. And,
This is what the Chevy Plaza was supposed to be for.
and it's 15 feet long, but it's
Yeah.
the Red Mile.
There's 6
man.
people.
We should
Right.
we should do a thing, like a show. That should be our show thing.
I'm
Like
down.
when Sean did that Mill and Man March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be my thing. The Red Mile. For the Calder Cup.
Dead man
Call the
walking.
Cup Watch Party.
Dead man walking on the Red Mile.
Or you can call Art and Jakes. Can we do it there? And they said, no, good. We good.
Yeah, right.
The one time RJ's pass
Right.
up.
Yeah.
Like, nah, we're straight.
Nah, bro. Let me clean up these super chats before we go to the break.
They'll make
Silas.
us pay for our drinks if we do it.
Right. We won't get no food.
Yeah, you guys can come, but like as patrons.
Yeah, well, you've got to pay double.
Yeah.
Silas in the super chat. Neal, thank you for making the call, telling the Marlins to take the dive. I'm sure it hurt. Hashtag house divided. No, we had some discussions.
Yeah, I
And
was worried about you over the
Spenny
weekend.
kind of laid it down to him. Hey, people can, and that's my only issue with what happened. People were kind of poo-pooing the fact that they swept the Marlins. Marlins led the AL East for 10 days this year.
They did.
The
10
AL
whole
East.
days.
10 days. How many days the Tigers lead? the
That's
division?
almost 2 weeks.
Yeah. So
I put the kiss of death on Mercy.
you did, man.
Yeah.
And that's tough to do to a local guy.
Yeah, it is. But you know.
Sometimes you just got to beat somebody.
Yeah,
It doesn't
Spenny's
matter
in
who
there.
it was.
Spenny's in there intimidating a Chippewa, right?
Yeah, Chippewa. They call it. I've been called a gypsy before. My friends say I have gypsy magic, and I put a little. He was in roast on Friday, and it was him, and I noticed him because I knew him from Team Italy, you know, and
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, you know, what's up? And he was there with a couple guys, probably like bullpen pitchers or something. Didn't know who
Yeah.
they were, and I was just like, you know, take it easy on the boys, and I walked out. And he definitely took it easy on the boys.
No, that's a fact.
Good of Spenny to do
Yeah.
it. Between Spenny and I, we got it figured out. RM Dole in the super chat. Planning is on the team because he wants to play with both his brothers at Duluth next season. I did hear that. Detroit wanted him to turn pro now badly, though. So that just kind of tells me what I need to know. Then.
Yeah, it means nobody cares about the Red Wings.
7M Rooks in the super chat. Max Plant's already committed to playing college again next year with his brothers. You won't see him in a Wings jersey for at least 2 years. Okay, cool. Cool story.
Embarrassing.
Dead man walking.
Yes. The DJCI.
Imagine the Red Wings being at a state where the Red Wings,
the most successful United States-based NHL team.
ever being at a state where college kids are like, I'm good.
I'm good, bro.
I'm good. They're like, please come play for us. And a college kid
Right.
is like, I'm good.
And they're like, no, you washed, Dunk.
That should be a
No,
wake up.
no.
That should be a wake up to Chris Illich. That should be a wake up to Steve Yzerman.
Yeah.
Minnesota has a better track record with the kids than the Detroit Red Wings.
No, that's not. I thought it was Minnesota Duluth.
It is Minnesota.
Yeah, that's not even Minnesota. Duluth.
Yeah.
That's
That's like North.
yeah. Right. That's